Yeah. Elevated. Hey, look, Lord. Huh? Hey, I'm tryna win. I'm tryna win in the 716 and I'm making it big. I wanna live. I think I'm ready to.
Yo, what's good, man? It's Easy Pinch Out Podcast with your one and only host, Glory Boy, here with another special guest in the building. Yes, sir. But as you can see, man, I have a mask on. And the reason why is because with this special guest, he's been training very hard for something that we're going to be talking about. So I ain't trying to get you sick, bro.
I appreciate it.
I'm already good, though. I'm already good, to be honest. It's just I'm like, when you heal, whatever, at the end, something may still be around.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, man, let me just make sure I have a mask on just for your safety.
Appreciate that.
Most definitely, bro. How you feeling today, though?
Good. I'm blessed. Another day. I'm so excited to be here.
Yes, sir. That's amazing, bro. It's amazing to have you here. Being such a busy guy and taking your time out of your schedule, to be on my show, it's a blessing for me.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here. I appreciate you, truly.
Most definitely. Oh, yeah. Just so you can just pull the mic closer to you. Yeah.
There you go.
You can just pull it closer to you. That's fine. Yes, sir. Perfect. Yes, sir. So, before we even get this started, y'all go ahead and hit the subscribe button, man. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. And, bro, tell the people who you are, what you do, and then we can start.
Well, Nate Burnard, the Buffalo Soldier, a.k.a. the Buffalo Soldier, and I do PowerSlap.
PowerSlap.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you do.
I do PowerSlap, and then, of course, I have my, day job. I work with Buffalo Bills,
right?
Do security, and then I also work downtown every now and then, also security as well.
Wow. You're a big guy too, bro. So people see you and they're like, man, I'm not trying to.
I know. Too many people just like, hey, I don't want no problems with him, but just a giant. That's it.
But you seem like a very genuine guy, bro. Like I approached you. Actually, the crazy thing is how I actually came to you was as I was going to rec room.
Right.
And I was walking and then just out of nowhere, I just saw you from the side of my arm. Like, oh, shoot.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, man, Nate, I need you on my podcast.
Yeah.
I need you on my podcast. And you just, you didn't even hesitate, bro. You was just like, let me know when. And then we exchanged phone numbers and here you are, bro. And I really appreciate it. Not so many people can take time out of their schedule that fast.
Yeah, it's honestly like my whole thing ever since PowerSlap has been blowing up. I just want to do everything for Buffalo. When it comes to anything, when it comes to podcasts, when it comes to food drives, when it comes to, just helping someone out, why not?
Yeah, that's what we need, bro. And that's the mission that I feel like I'm on too. My podcast is just allowing Buffalo to be out there more, because a lot of times we don't have so many podcasts in Buffalo. We do have some, but not so many as much as, like, let me say different cities like Houston, ATL, and so on. So having something to actually help our people be out there more, it's very special.
Right.
And so tell us just about your background, though. Like, where you from? Born and raised in Buffalo, and tell us more about that.
So pretty much, I was born in Mississippi. I'm adopted. I was born in Mississippi, right in Meridian, Mississippi, and then my family, we moved to Utah. We were there for some time while my dad finished out college, and he was working with the Utah State Aggies at the time as a video director. And then following from there, we then waited while he went on a 6-month, I could say like a 6-month tour. He was in Germany at the time while they still had the NFL Europe League, and he was with the Frankfurt Galaxy. From there, on the same team with him was Freddie Jackson, who, as we all know, turned out to be with the Buffalo Bills. And so that's how he got connected to Buffalo. And so then our family moved from Utah right down to right up here in New York. Been here ever since. And then he was then, just as a recent last year, he moved from New York and then he went to Green Bay. He was the assistant video director here in Buffalo for the Buffalo Bills, but now he's the head video director for the Green Bay Packers. So that's
What a journey, bro.
Yeah, and so now we're just kind of all scattered everywhere. You know?
What a journey. Just how did you feel though, just being young and being bounced all over the place?
I mean, it's like it definitely took a toll on me sometimes because like you would meet new friends here and then you'd make friends and then you have to leave them and then you try to go back and like have conversations with them when you're older and it's not the same, you know.
Right.
So I mean, I'm glad that we all got rooted here pretty much. And so I've been able to make friends for, ever since like fourth grade and then up, so it's been fair.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, I could speak from my own personal experience too, bro. Like, I was born in Africa, so like just coming to America, leaving all my friends back home, it was insane. You know, I just felt like, man, like I know this guy since I was a toddler, like,
Right.
But also, you mentioned you was adopted.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that just a little bit.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Well, I say adopted in the sense of like my dad adopted me. So my mother is my biological mother, and she had me with someone when she was like 18. And then, he went to the grocery store and never came back. And so
You went to buy milk.
Yeah, went to go buy milk and then never came back. And so then my pops at the time, he was on a mission trip, and where he was sent, because he's born in Utah, and where he was sent was Mississippi. And so my mom at the time, she's normally from California. She was in Mississippi doing hair school. And then, they met each other and would write each other and everything. And then ended up, he went back after his mission trip, went back to Utah, then came back to Mississippi, and, they then started a family. So I just say adopted because it negates the whole, like long explanation. But
Right.
it's in that sense.
No,
Yeah.
makes total sense. And also just being able to leave without your father.
Yeah.
How did that kind of like affect you?
Honestly, not crazy. I mean, I'd say during high school was a little tough because I want, we always want to know. I want to know, like, okay, I know my biological mother, I know my stepfather, but I want to know who this guy is. And there'd be times in high school that I was, a little curious and everything. And, true colors show later on where, when I started getting offers for schools and going to school and everything, that's when he'd pop up and he'd be like, oh, this is, I'm your dad, da, 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 da.
It's always like that.
It is. And
It's
so
always like that.
there was a time I'm just like, okay, well, I deferred my scholarships and I was going to go on my mission trip because I really wanted to. And I said, hey, here's my email, here's my contact. I'll be gone. I'll be in Africa for 2 years. Write to me, do whatever. 2 years, never said a thing. And then from there, it just spiraled when I went to junior college. It was the same thing. He only popped up when I started getting more and more offers. When I went to Oklahoma and played football, it was the same thing. So I'm just like, I'm like, I look back at that journey and it's just like, okay, this whole time, I was never really searching for him. I just wanted to know.
Right.
But now I was like thinking of the blessing of how my father, who I call my father, growing up, treated me with respect, as one of his own and everything. I'm like, that's my father. This is a person that just, had a experience with my mother and then, left. My father is my father.
That brings me to a point where like people always say family is not always blood.
Yeah.
A family can just be someone that's really there for you through
Really
ups
there.
and downs. That's willing to sacrifice their time, their everything to make sure that you're okay. So I really see it through that lens right there.
Yeah.
And also like, cause I know some people do carry that grudge within them, because someone have left them or someone have done them wrong. And there's I've met like a lot of kids that come from single parent home. And they would tell me like, man, I hate my dad, I hate my mom, like depending on how their parents treated them. So like, did you ever carry a grudge?
I don't think I did. I always wanted to know. I was curious, but
Right.
then as I matured and grew older, I just kind of understood and just like the timing wasn't right, and
Right.
I gave my chances, for us to even have a some kind of cordial relationship, and it showed. So I'm just like, you know what, I'm okay.
Yeah, bro, and you seem very happy. You seem
Yeah.
like you're doing great for yourself. So amazing, bro. I'm glad you're a father right now. Was able to take care of you.
Yeah,
So
no, truly.
so now let's look into football.
Right.
Because I know now you're into PowerSlap. I thought you probably would be doing like wrestling or some combat sport in school, but like, what really kind of made you focus more on like playing football?
My father's always been involved with football. He's
Right.
never. I think he's played before when he was like in middle school, but other than that, he's always been around football. And seeing my size and my nature, it was only kind of destined that I'd also do football.
Right.
So I started out. They wanted to wait until I was in high school to do football. Wait till I like grow up more. Started out freshman year and then played all the way till. Played freshman year, sophomore year, played a little bit, but then I broke my collarbone. Junior year, tore my ACL, and then so I really only had 2 years of high school football experience, and so I'm just like, okay, let's see what
How
we're
did
doing.
that psychologically? How did that affect you?
The collarbone one, that was tough. Both of them were really tough. I think overall it's just the whole FOMO, the fear of missing out type deal of wanting to be part of it, wanting to be. You get it drilled in your brain so much. Like, and for my family, we're a football family. Drilled in your brain so much, and then you can't play the game that you love. That hurts. So,
Bro, I've been there too, bro. Cause I've played soccer my whole life, and played through like when I was young with my older brothers. Played in the refugee tournaments
Okay.
here in Buffalo. Played for a different academy, and then went to play for college, and even played in high school. And then after college, I was playing with this team in the UPSL. So basically, it's like a semi-pro league in New York State, and there's
Okay.
other states too that do get involved. And I got injured. So when I got injured, my injury was very weird, very strange. Like I would go to the hospital, they would say, "We don't see nothing," and we don't see anything that's broken or anything. Then I went to like therapy for like 4 weeks. And I went back to play, and then pain came back again. I'm like, nah,
Yeah.
let me just focus on what I love the most,
What
which
was it?
is basically, I don't even know. It's the weirdest injury. So I was hit right here, but there was no ACL, no meniscus disc, tear, nothing, Went through MRI, went through therapy, went through x-rays, nothing. And it's the most weirdest injury. I don't know if it was just a bad sprain,
Right.
which continues to come back as I play. So I kind of like just took a break, and like you said, fear of missing out. It hit me at one point. Like I would see people, I would see some of my friends playing. I'm like, man, like I had that position. That was my position on the field. Like I want to play that position, But it's life.
Yeah.
It's life. That's why I try to encourage like everybody, even my little brother right there. It's like, you can play sports, but it's not gonna be a lifetime thing.
Right.
Because athletes do retire at some point. So find something that you're really passionate about that you can do on the side. So yeah, most definitely. So now, and then just moving to Buffalo. How was it like the first time you came here?
I'd say, it was cold. Even in September it was cold, but I don't think that was.
But Utah is cold
But
too.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just like, it really wasn't too much of a problem. Overall, the experience being in Buffalo has been great. I don't know. I've been trying to now doing PowerSlap, but even before that, when I was in my mission trip and just anywhere that I go, and then there's no better place that you call home than home. This is, everything about it I enjoy.
Right.
I enjoy all sides, east side, north side, west side, no matter, south side.
You know what's crazy? Nobody would have thought you came from a different state.
Yeah, no. No.
Because you're so like you embrace Buffalo so much, bro. Even right now, you have a Buffalo Bills, Bills Mafia shirt on, you know, and I feel like that's one thing that most people love Buffalo about. You know, they could be good and bad sides in Buffalo, but at the end of the day, it's one thing about Bills that brings Buffalo together.
Yeah, I mean, even regardless of the sports team, like just like the culture and the community alone.
That's true.
The city of good neighbors.
Yeah.
Think about during the times of the snowstorm. Like I look at that stuff more than our sports. I look at the times that we're in dire need of something or there's an issue. We're there to help each other during the storms. The amount of people that I'll go help, or that will help me, or that will help each other, shovel each other out, or the time when we had the shooting at Tops.
I was actually going. It's crazy how you just read my mind, because I was actually going to ask you that. Like, what was your take on that?
Like, I mean, that point, it was nuts. I mean, I had finished a workout, and I took a nap, showered, took a nap. I'm at my house, and then I kid you not, during the time of the shooting, my folks were blowing up my phone, and I had people I haven't talked to in months blowing up my phone. I had friends, family, whatever, blowing up my phone, and I'm just like, what happened? Right. They're trying to make sure to see where I'm at, and then I find out, and I was just shocked. I mean, just the how evil does someone have to be to go ahead and do that, and like just looking at like just everything involving with it too. He had the manifesto, he had put it on live on Twitch or something rather, and just streaming the event. I'm just like, how evil does someone have to do to travel an hour and a half, 2 hours to a whole completely different town just to absolutely, desecrate, lives.
Yeah, and also it was people's grandmothers and grandfathers.
Right.
Because it seems like he just targeted like the older people.
He targeted the older people, and he targeted they're just older of color. I mean, I myself, like I dive into things like that because I want to know the reason why.
Right.
And like when I was watching, there's a stream of it. I mean, it was horrible.
Oh man!
But even watching the stream of it, there was a point in time that he had his rifle and he had it aimed at someone that was white.
Yeah.
And
I saw that.
He just told them to get down, and then he passed them by, and then just completely continued his whole escapade, and it was horrible.
Yeah, that really brought a lot of separation in the city of Buffalo.
For sure.
Because like you said, city of good neighbors, but when that incident happened, a lot of people wasn't a good neighbor at that point.
Oh.
They started looking at everyone individually as enemies.
Oh yeah.
Black people, we started staying to ourselves. White people started staying to themselves. Where in the east side, I feel like a lot of white people wasn't going to no east side markets no more.
No.
For a very long time until things kind of like cleared, and then people started coming together. And then President Biden came here.
Yeah.
Man, it was just a crazy year.
It was a crazy time. That was a crazy year for sure.
Crazy year, but thank God, we kind of like still think about those that died, but we're still trying to build our communities.
That's what we're trying to do. That's like with the city good neighbors in that aspect, we were not, and then now, moving forward, that's like the thing with Buffalo is like somehow, some way, there's always something that tries to tear us down, and we always move forward.
Right.
It may take a minute, it may take a few months, but we always end up moving forward.
Always on the move, most definitely. But yeah, man. So now let's just kind of like I want to actually focus on the main reason why I also got you here was because of PowerSlap. Because PowerSlap haven't been around for a very long time.
Yeah.
UFC and all those other combat sports have been around for a very long time. And before we even started this podcast, we're kind of like discussing what really made this sport come up so fast.
Yeah.
Like people are really interested in it. And we were laughing on the fact that people just like to see another person get smacked.
Yeah, that's it.
So, I mean, what really got you interested in the sport? Because I know, man, any sport that involves physical, like altercation, like just fighting, any sport that involves that, I just look at it as like whoever joins it is like, man, you crazy.
Yeah.
You know, you like you said, with PowerSlap, you get hit with no retaliation. You know, so like, yeah, what really got you involved?
So it was May of 2023, and I kid you not, I was at the house. I was at my house, and then my folks called me up. They said, hey, when they were still living here, they said, hey, you want to come over for dinner tonight? I'm like, yeah, cool. So I went over there for dinner, and sometimes we always like watching movies and stuff. And my sister was just wanted to go on YouTube, and she's like, yo, look at this. And she started seeing the PowerSlap. Like, it was already a thing, but it was very small at the time, like super small.
Right.
And so she's like, you should do it. I'm just like, no. And like, I'm the nut of the family. Like, I'm the one that's normally like out there will do stuff. And so I'm just like,
you're the risk taker.
yeah, I'm the risk taker. So I'm just like, no.
Right.
And then my pops is just like, yeah, you should do it. And then I'm just like, no. And so we left that be. Later on during that week, my dad, he texted me again. He's like, I think you should really do it. I think you'd kill it. I'm just like, man, why are you still on this?
Right, like, bro, you trying to get me hurt?
I'm like, let it go. So then he ended up finding an application for it. Like he was persistent. So he sent me the application. I'm just like, I'll try it. So I signed up. I kid you not. It was like, as soon as I submitted it, it was the very next day I got an email, and the email had said, "Hey, Nate, this is Erica from PowerSlap. We need your height, weight, a body composition image of you, you know, any fighting experience and everything." I'm like, okay, cool. So I filled all that out, sent them what they needed to be sent, and then everything went stale for 2 months. And so I didn't think anything of it. I'm at the gym in June, late June, and then I get a call. And I normally don't answer numbers I don't know.
Yeah, random numbers, right.
And so for some reason I was prompted to answer it, so I answered. And the call was, hey, hello? Is this Nate? I was like, yeah, who's this? This is Erica from PowerSlap. I was like, okay. And then so she was discussing, she's like, well, we went ahead and I spoke with Dana White, and I spoke with Frank Lemonchila, and we want to get you down here as soon as possible for our 290 weigh-in show, UFC 290 weigh-in show. You will be debuting then. And I'm just like, no kidding. I'm just like, this is crazy. And so she's just like, do you think you can get here on the 4th of July? I'm just like, yeah. I'm just like, just make sure to send me all the times I need to be there, and then I'll book a flight and everything, and fine. And she's like, you don't need to worry about that. I'm just like, huh?
It's covered.
She's just like, the flight's covered, hotel's covered, or we'll pick you up in a limo, and then you just need to come down here and be ready. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, made it easier for you.
And then from there, I mean, the story took off.
Man, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You know, especially like, have you ever like, so let me just jump back to, because your dad kept, you know, pushing it to you. Like, were you always slapping people, bro?
No. I mean, I always just like, I like to do stuff. Like, I mean, like I like football. You know, I'm an aggressive natured person. So like, I'm a peaceful giant, but like my dad has always said that I don't know my own strength. You know, sometimes, like, as a kid, wrestling with him or wrestling with my brother, I mean, he just saw that. He's like, hey, you don't know your own strength. I think you'd be good at this. And so I just let it rock that way.
How did you practice for it? Like, before you even went for the weigh-in, and did you have someone like kind of like smack you a few times?
Yeah, I did. So
really,
I did. I called my buddies up and I said, hey, I signed up for this thing. It's called PowerSlap. I need your help. And then just like, you're kidding me. So I showed them a few videos of it, and they're just like, okay, so what do you need us to do? I'm just like, I need you to smack me. And so,
so
I grabbed a mouth guard. We went in their basement, and then You know, they're just taking turns cracking me, and then left and right, and I was eating them. So I mean, I did something right. And then it was only fair that I hit them in return. And
Did you?
Yeah, I did. So, it was only
He
fair.
was like, I'm just trying to practice.
I'm just like, I just need to practice. I don't know how they do it, so I just need to know.
All right, I want to know where is the right spot to hit.
Yeah,
you know,
but, I mean, it worked out. So
did anybody get knocked out in the instant
in the practice?
in the practice?
No,
yeah.
no one got knocked out
That's
because
good.
I was going like 50%. I didn't want to smack my friends, but
Right.
like I guess I don't know. I was questioning a few things because like one of them was smacking me a little harder than the other, and so I'm just like, maybe he's got some built up
Right.
animosity.
Right, you feel me? Yo, watch out, man. Yeah, you know, if you like that, you know, when you give that one person a chance to do something that they've always wanted to do.
Oh yeah, he definitely got me good. I'm just like, okay, so there's definitely something brewing here.
I know, probably you gave him a 75 instead of 50.
Oh, 100%. Next time it's 100. I don't know.
Oh, nah, he's going down. But yeah, and then as soon as you got to where you were supposed to go, when they picked you up in the limo, what was going through your mind? How was you feeling?
I mean, the whole flight was crazy. I'm flying across the country to Las Vegas.
Okay.
And they pick me up in the limo. I don't know where to go. First of all, I don't know what to do. So as soon as I get my bags, they tell me what gate I'm going to get my bags at. I get my bags, and I see this guy in a nice suit, and he's got an iPad, Nate Burnard, UFC. I'm just like, holy shit. I'm like, yo, this is legit.
Right.
He takes my bags. He's like, I'll take your bags for him. I'm just like, no, it's no problem. I got it. And he's like, no, I have to. I'm just like, oh, okay. So I'm wearing my backpack and everything,
Right.
give him my other bag, and then we walk. We could walk outside. In pulls up a smoked out, all black, smoked windows, tinted to the eyes can see, SUV. Like it was like souped up to the max. Like I'm talking like bulletproof windows, like all that type deal.
Damn.
Was in there. They opened the door for me. There's water, the water coaster and everything, like the limousine. I mean, the SUV was fire. I mean, as soon as that happens, boom, we're on the road, and I have no idea where we're going. No one tells me they didn't tell me anything. Yeah. They didn't tell me if I'm going to the hotel first. They didn't tell me if I'm going to check in. And then we take a left instead of straight. We go and end up in UFC headquarters, Apex Arena. And that's where we did the check-ins. And then, you know, you're seeing, like, some of these fighters, like UFC fighters, walking past you. I mean, I'm seeing Forrest Griffin walk past me. I'm seeing Daniel Cormier. I'm seeing Kamaru Usman. I'm just like, oh, these guys are, like, legit.
Like, I see these guys on TV.
I see these guys
like,
on TV, you know.
Pay-per-view,
Like,
you know.
And it's a difference being around, like, folks from, like, in the locker room at the Buffalo Bills. It's different because those guys are state known. Like, those guys are known in the States. These guys are known in the world. And so, like, that was a different feeling.
Right.
Like, and like, with the guys in the locker room, I mean, I've grown up around most of these guys. I've grown up around Buffalo Bills players from my dad working with them. So it hasn't ever dawned on me. I'm like, hey, he's just another person. He breathes the same air as I do. But then coming around like these UFC guys, I'm like, yo, these guys are worldly known. Like,
right.
That's something crazy.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I can tell. Like you said, they're worldly known.
Yeah.
And so on. And did you even approach any of them?
No.
Like,
Nah. I let them do their thing, and
right.
And
you was there just for your business.
I was just there for business. I was locked in. Like, as soon as I got off the plane, I mean, my mind's spiraling. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I'm doing, but I don't know who my opponent is. But I knew that I knew one thing for sure is that I needed to win. I want to win. I can't sign up for this for nothing. So I need to win.
So it was a must that you win the first one.
I had to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. And then in the process of waiting, because I know there's always like people in the background, there's media and so on. How many people were watching you guys, you know, in terms of like waiting, like process?
So for the weigh-in process, like for the match, are you talking?
Yeah, yep. for the match and
So for the match itself, ours, myself and Stevie Ray Payne, who's the gentleman I went against, ours was special because we were debuting during the 290 weigh-in show. Okay. And so the 290 weigh-in show was going on because they were about to have the UFC 290 fight on Saturday. Our match was on Friday. And so, And so what happened is they're weighing in, they're doing their stuff on the Friday, and they're doing their weigh-ins and all that. And then they said, okay, we're going to have a break here. Here's something that you guys should check out. Boom. And then it was our match. And so they used our match as like almost like a commercial type deal. And it was live. I mean, everything was jam-packed, but there was nobody in the arena. There was the officials, there was camera crew, there was some media, and then there was Dana, but there was no one else. And so we're just like, okay, it's time to do this. There's nobody, so we went ahead. You know, they predetermined the coin toss, and I won the toss. And
so whoever goes first has the advantage.
A little bit.
Because there, you smack somebody so hard, you've already messed with their head.
Already, yeah.
You know, so.
So, like, it can get like that. So, it's, I mean, and not all, you have the advantage, but some of them, there's a lot of people now training that, like, if I have lost the coin toss, there's a lot of training that now comes into, like, breaking that mental barrier, being like, okay, I'm just going to eat this slap, you know?
And then
like,
and
it happens, you know?
Right.
So this one, both of him and I just didn't know what was going on. We didn't know what to do. We were so new, and so I won the coin toss, got up there, smacked him, and then they called the match, and then that was it.
You got out there, smacked it, man. What was like? Let me just ask you this, bro, because it's crazy getting smacked that hard.
Yeah,
especially like show your hand, bro. Like show. You see, exactly, bro. You getting smacked with someone that same weight, you know.
Yeah.
Like what do you feel like in your brain, on your jaw? Like, what do you feel? What kind of feeling does that gives you?
So that match, I never got smacked, but
you just knocked him out.
Yeah, I just knocked him out.
Oh,
so
damn.
that match lasted, I kid you not, 4 minutes.
Oh, damn.
Just 4 minutes, and 3 of the 4 minutes were all, hey, this is Nate Burnard, the Buffalo Soldier. This is Stevie Ray Payne, whatever, and then like introductions, and then took a minute, knocked him out, and then it was over.
I think that really set the tone for you too.
It did. Like I skyrocketed. As soon as that match was over, boom, I was already booked for another match in August, and that's when I really felt the power of someone smacking me because they wanted to put me out. And so, I mean, the feeling of getting smacked, I mean, no one likes it. It's not fun. I get asked about it all the time, like now in Buffalo. People are just like, yo, how does that feel? How does it feel? Like, dude,
Yeah,
it doesn't feel great. Like, it's not anything good. But, I mean, it's I don't know. There's definitely different techniques that you can do. Like, you're working out your neck, working out your traps, your back, and then, like, your breathing too, whether you can brace, bite down on the certain side wherever he's smacking. I mean, there's things that can help you, but it doesn't feel good.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Did you, because I was watching this video actually, somebody got smacked and their skin got cut up.
Oh, yeah.
And they started bleeding.
Yeah.
Did anything like that ever happen either to you or someone else that you smacked?
I'd say the biggest thing that happened to me, like the only thing was like I had a cut lip. I think that had to be a mouth guard issue as well, and that's why I changed my mouth guard. But other than that, nah, I mean, my face was pretty unscathed. Now, following of me doing it to someone else, there's always been a massive handprint on someone. Like, anytime I've smacked someone and the match is over and then, I see them later on, I've got 2 fingers on the back of, the back of their neck.
Right. What is like the technique of how you're supposed to smack them?
So it has to be open palm.
So you can't go like this.
No, you got to keep it open. You have to hit them between the jaw and then the temple. So right in the sweet spot right here. If you hit them too high, or hit him too low, they'll consider it as a clubbing foul, and then that will be a point deduction. And then you just let it rip. You give the referee or the official your count and say, hey, I'm hitting with my right hand on 1, or hitting it with right hand on 2 or 3. And then, but you always have to follow with the measure, and so you measure, then 1, 2, let it go. Yeah.
So a 1 is just like, like one time.
1 is the measure, and then 2 is the measure, and then 1, 2, and then 3, so on. Yeah.
So what's yours?
Mine's always 3.
Okay. So
Always 3. I have to build up that power, because going up there, you can't wear contacts. Okay, and I wear contacts. You can't wear contacts, and so I'm blind as a bat. So I'll have friends. They'll be videoing me when they see me on the TV, and they're just like, "Oh, why is he squinting? Why is he mad? Oh, it looks like it hurt him." And like, to be honest, no, the slap doesn't hurt. None of this hurts. It's just that I can't see. So I'm squinting trying to figure it out, and then I'm like, okay, but
like you can't.
I can't see at all. So I'm like, I need LASIK. I've been told that so many times, but my gauge is I'm looking at his lip. And if I look at his lip, and then I measure that way, then I'll be able to really cross him, because my hand's big enough. It has a big surface area that if I hit him right near the chin and everything, I'll be cake. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Easy, bro. Easy. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. And also, I wanted to ask you, because I know I've watched a few videos. When you do smack someone and they get knocked out, do you feel sorry for them?
It's I don't know. It's a bittersweet. I mean, I'm happy that I won, but then at the same time too, it's like, if I already know the guy, like my first match is probably the most opportune one. Is like I knew him. Like, we were both new together, and we both have never done this, but he actually almost went to the same college as I did, and he knew people that I knew. Excuse me. And so because of that, is like there was a little bit of like, brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? So like, that was tough. And then when I smacked him, I felt good. I was amped up, but then right after, as soon as it was over, they take us to the doctors, right in medical, which is it's still right there in the facility. Take us in there, check us out, make sure we're good. But they knew I was okay, so I just went over to him and make sure he's good too, because I'm just like, there's like, it's like low key, kind of like a friend,
Man, because thinking about it, bro, it's like, man, yeah, you kind of like kind of build up the relationship,
and you're smacking your boy, and it's like, that sucks,
man. That's what I tell people, man. This life is not fair, man. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it.
There's some people I have no problem smacking, and I won't feel bad. Like, there's definitely some
them cocky ones, ones that you just think,
Yeah, there's definitely a few that I've smacked, and I have zero issues with smacking.
Right. And they deserved it.
And they deserved it.
Yeah. Man. Okay, I want to ask you, what is that thing that they get you guys to hold?
So it's like a PVC pipe bar. So pretty much Dana White, the reason he came up with this idea is because he saw over in Ukraine and Russia, these guys were doing it, right? These guys were doing PowerSlap to a sense, and they would use something to hold or brace in the front. So it'd be like 2 pegs, and or hold the table, and they'd be holding the table and get smacked and then be okay. And he's like, okay, let me adjust this to America sense. Let's do that with PVC pipe or whatever it is behind your back, and see how you can muster that way. And I feel like that's too, also, is like, I think it's to create more of a disadvantage and to the defendee, but also helps progress people if they need to work on their defense. Because think about it, if you slap me, if you really, really rock me, and I have something to hold on to, I could just keep going. Like, if I have someone in front of me and I could just keep going, my whole equilibrium is in balance. Now, if the thing's behind me,
Yeah, you done. That's why people be falling back.
They're falling back, and their hands are locked up behind their back, and they have no idea. Yeah, it's like that. So
You know, I feel like it kind of makes sense too in terms of like it makes the competition very entertaining because you get smacked and you get knocked out. People will see you just go like a chicken. You know?
Yeah, like a chicken, or like they'll be throwing up gang signs, looking like Tua Tagovailoa or whatever.
You feel me?
They'll be doing all that stuff, and then it's like
people be like, "Damn,
Yeah.
I want to see the next one. I want to see the next
That's
one."
it.
Yeah,
So-
so it's all marketing scheme right
that's
there.
it. That's it.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. And also just with the future of it, any upcoming games coming up for you?
It's looking like, so they have one later this month in January 30th. That's in Saudi Arabia. I just came back from one in Dubai.
Okay.
That was awesome. I enjoyed that experience.
And they paid for everything.
They pay for everything. I kid you not. Like, the money behind it is crazy. They as soon as you get the call, they have people. They have UFC travel, not PowerSlap travel, UFC travel, because Dana White is the owner of UFC, and then he's also the owner of PowerSlap. So they all work hand in hand. You'll have UFC travel, and so they'll go ahead, book your tickets for you. They'll make adjustments for what days work, what days don't. They'll book your hotel. They give you a per diem check as soon as you get there. To eat, to do whatever you want. They'll give you a flight home. They have medical assistance at standby. So say let's hypothetically say I tore my rotator cuff during a match. I could talk to one of the medical staff from UFC here in Buffalo. I could call them, and then they could then book appointments for me to go and like heal it. I could get a surgery in Buffalo by them and their insurance and all that stuff. So like they hook up with the nines. And then alongside of it too, when you're done with a match, I kid you not, someone will come in, you sign a paper, and then boom, they'll hand you your check. And they'll either hand it to you or they'll wire it to you.
Right.
And it's intense. Like it's intense.
It's amazing. Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing, but it's so crazy because because I've won I think like in 2 of my matches I won the bonus as well. And when they wire you that, I mean, you're looking at it, you don't know what to do. You're just like, this is crazy.
Like one time, it's just thinking about it is like I got this in 4 minutes.
I got this in 4 minutes. Yeah, it's nuts. And so it's so crazy, and it's such a humbling experience. I mean, like,
Most definitely.
to think about, like, slapping someone. I mean, it's crazy, but it's a great experience. I've been able to meet new people. I've been able to do things with this platform now that I've been wanting to do, but I haven't been able to have quite as much of a pull. But now I do, and it's awesome, man. I mean,
how is it like? Let me say, just interacting with people when you're there at your fight, your matches, and so on. Like even Dana White in person. Like, how is it?
Dana's real cutthroat. It's either he likes you or he doesn't. But I mean, one of my matches I won. He came up to me and said, "Nate," this is the first time I ever spoke to him. It's like, "Nate, hell of a performance. I just got off the phone with Josh Allen and Dalton Kincaid. They congratulate you." He's just like, "Keep doing it," because I guess his son and Dalton Kincaid went to the same high school together. And so, I mean, even hearing that, I'm like, oh, that's crazy, because that was awesome. I felt very honored. But regardless, I mean, a lot of the UFC staff, a lot of the PowerSlap staff, everyone is super respectful. Everyone is super nice. A lot of guys, the athletes themselves, the slappers, the fighters, whatever you may call them, some of them are nice. Some of them are nice behind camera. There's a few that as soon as the camera shows up, they want to act like a whole different being, and then after they want to do something like some WWE stuff. I'm just like, okay, let's calm down. I'm like, don't act all tough because there's cameras around. But more over than not, I mean, most of them are pretty generally nice. I mean,
Right.
it's a nice experience. You know, everyone is there to help you, and they want to see you succeed. The facilities are open to us, so we have world-renowned facility, the UFC PI Performance Institute. And
Bro, UFC has so much connections because even throughout COVID, Dana White continued to have matches.
continued, yeah. So he did his matches in the Apex Arena. So that's where we would check in, and that's where my first match was, and that's where he would do the closed-in matches. And then the Performance Institute's a little more down the road. And I kid you not, you walk in there, it's a state-of-the-art spot, only one in the world, and you've got fighters in there performing, like doing whatever they need to do, and it's crazy. Like some guys will travel across the world just to fight there,
Just to fight.
just to fight there, just to
That's
train.
just, and it's a dream come true for them.
Yeah.
You know, it's a dream come true. That's amazing, bro. And how do you see your future in PowerSlap? Like, do you feel like you're gonna continue in the long term, or you have a time frame that you gave yourself?
I could say, you know, I've got a time frame. I think my time frame is when I become champion. That's when I'll call it.
Right.
But for right now, I mean, I'm ranked number 2 in the world. I'm not complaining about that. I'm ranked number 2 in the world, so I'm not complaining about it. But when I have the chance to have a title match, and when I win, that's when I'll probably call it. I mean, it's fun. It's all in good fun, and I enjoy it. I don't say long term. It's messing me up. I'm
Right.
very well aware and cognitively sound, but I just say, you know, I want to be champion, and then move on.
Amen, brother. And I mean, and it's coming your way. You know, you seem very, very, how can I say, focused and passionate about the sport. So you most definitely do it. Plus, whoever referred it to you, who is your father,
Yeah,
you want to make them proud.
that's right. That's
Like they saw something in you.
Yeah,
They saw something in you. They were like, man, Nate, you got this. You can do it. And he kept pushing you.
I did.
He
For
kept
sure.
pushing you. So yeah, and I like to end like this with all my guests, bro. Like, what message would you give to the youth? Because there's a lot of kids, trying to figure out what they want to do in life. I mean, I can say, based on your stories, being able to play sports, football, going through injuries, and so on, moving from state to state. What would you say to them in order for them to continue pushing and never give up?
I'm say my biggest thing for you is control what you can control. There's a lot of things and a lot of elements that will try to, skew you away from your path, and a lot of adversities, trials, and tribulations that will try to torment you. Keep pushing forward. Do what is in your means and what you can control, and you can be successful. I don't know all of the things in life. I don't, and I never will. But it's the idea of striving to it. It's just striving for success, and keep pushing, and keep always moving forward. I mean, I know that sounds super cliche, and I know that sounds super redundant, but honestly, do it. I mean, none of us will be perfect. If you have any lingering faith and you want to linger in faith, for me personally, I linger in God. God is my Savior. Jesus is my Savior. And I pray. The power of prayer is real. It's true, and it may not come as an answer right away, but you'll find things in your life that will be answers to that prayer. And just keep being diligent in the work, and you'll be successful. I still have not achieved success. Everyone's version of success is different.
Right.
And just keep at it.
Most definitely, bro. Appreciate it, bro. It was a pleasure having you here.
Truly.
For you to take time out of your schedule and just being on my podcast, it's an honor.
Yeah, appreciate you.
It's an honor, bro. And yeah, man, you guys, I hope everybody enjoyed it. And like I always say, man, my podcast is here to bring different experiences, life experiences, you know, because we all have a story to tell. So, I mean, we had a conversation when I told you I like to just be authentic with people, you know, like let's just have a conversation. It's like sitting on a coffee shop and just talking, you know. And I hope you enjoyed it as well.
Oh yeah, man.
But yeah, appreciate it, man. If you did enjoy it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. And go ahead and follow my brother Nate on Instagram. What is your Instagram?
Tap in with Nate_Burnard, Burnard.
Yes,
It's
sir.
the first one that pops up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate it, man. We outside. Let's go.